So thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So, before I talk about what I'm going to talk about, news on lockdowns. They're easing it. Now they're easing it here, from May the 18th. And they're going to kind of gradually ease it up every month, let restaurants open, I think, in June. I think bars open near the end of summer. You can start meeting with a couple of friends, I think, as of next month. As long as there's not too many. So, it's a start. At the end of the day, it's a start. In terms of sporting events, I mean, we ain't, and that's across the board. We ain't seeing any big, stadium fillers or anything like that. We might get a big event behind closed doors, but you ain't getting no big stadium fillers, at least until possibly Christmas, if not 2021. So that's kind of that. They did say they want to do the hairdresser. They want to open up the hairdressers in August, I think they said. I mean, that is not good for me. This is fucked up right now. This hair is like, I don't like my hair long. I like cutting the sides and down, my sides down, and then letting the top grow a little bit, but again getting that cut. I don't like the whole head just long, because it's not fun. It isn't fun, and I'm not shaving it. I could shave it, but I ain't shaving it completely, because it just look, I'll be wearing a hat in every single video because I don't like my hair shaved. So that's the only bad thing. And at the end of the day, they might, you never know, they could open them earlier, but they're saying August. That is not going well, because I will eventually have to start probably wearing a hat when I do these videos if it keeps growing. Let's get into the boxing topic. That's just that thrown out of the way, so that I give you an update on that. Now, I'm on Twitter here, and this is a quote from Frank Warren, and he's discussing Daniel Dubois. Now, Frank Warren, as we know, promotes Daniel Dubois, very big on Daniel Dubois. We were meant to see Dubois versus Joyce last month. That was meant to be on pay-per-view. Obviously, that got scrapped because of what's going on in the world. It was announced that it will be on July the 11th. Still on pay-per-view, but we've not really heard much about that. Is it still going ahead? Is it going to be behind closed doors? You would imagine, Frank Warren had to put that on pay-per-view in order to get, the money to be able to pay. I think more so Joe Joyce than Daniel Dubois, because I think Joe Joyce wanted a certain amount of money. I mean, if this is going to be behind closed doors, whatever revenue he's going to get from the gate is going to be gone. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with Dubois versus Joyce, if that's even going to happen now, because God knows what's happening with boxing. We are going to hopefully get some, some form of boxing, done. I know Eddie Hearn's talking about Povetkin versus Dylan White behind closed doors. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, it says here that Tyson, there's going to quote Frank Warren here, it says, Tyson has already shown how beatable Wilder is. Once the rematch is out of the way, I'd have no problem matching Dubois with Deontay. Daniel is the best prospect on earth, and he'll have far too much for Wilder. I truly believe that. So wow, that is Frank Warren coming out, saying Daniel Dubois after Fury and Wilder have the rematch, if they have it by the end of this year, which is kind of touch and go as to whether or not they'll be able to get it done by the end of this year. But if they do have it, I think most people will pick Tyson Fury to win the rematch. He'd probably do it in similar circumstances. It'll be interesting to see if Deontay Wilder, if he loses the rematch in similar circumstances, would he even continue boxing? Because by then he'd be 35 going on 36, and back-to-back bad losses against Tyson Fury. Would he even continue boxing, haven't got a massive payday? Having said that, would he fight Daniel Dubois after that fight? I think I can't ever see that fight happen. It's too unlikely. If Deontay Wilder loses to Tyson Fury, loses badly, you would imagine he would just sail off into the sunset, because he would have made a hell of a lot of money. He made a decent amount of money from the first fight, made money from the Brazil fight, made money from the Ortiz fight, would have made good money from the rematch with Fury, and then the trilogy fight would have set him up for life. So he wouldn't be fighting again probably after that. But if he did, how would he fare against Daniel Dubois? It's an interesting one. Dubois certainly never been in there with a puncher like Deontay Wilder, has to be said. certainly never been in there with someone as quick as Deontay Wilder, because Nathan Gorman is not quick. You know, he's faster than your average heavyweight, but he's still carrying these slow feet, you know, plodding. Not really a puncher either. That'd be an interesting fight. Dubois versus Wilder. Most people, including myself, would probably go for Deontay Wilder to win that fight regardless, because he has that bit more experience. You know, from a technical point of view, Wilder's never going to be, you know, a Lennox Lewis or anything. He's never going to be, you know, brilliant technically. That's just the way he is. But his awkwardness and his experience, he's been around a while. Daniel Dubois is still in the learning phase. You know, as Frank Warren says, he is still a prospect. You know, I think if he was to fight Joe Joyce and beat Joe Joyce, that would make him European champion. I think then we could maybe stop talking about Dubois as a prospect if he was to beat Joe Joyce, become European champion, because the European champion will get you, well, he's already ranked quite highly with the WBO actually. I believe he has the WBC silver title, so I was going to say the European title will get you a decent ranking, but he already has them, you know, fighting for those like little tricky titles. Dubois versus Deontay Wilder. Like I said, I can't see that fight ever happening, because, again, should Deontay Wilder fight Tyson Fury in the rematch, lose, which we all expect, you would imagine that they'd call it quits then and there, because Wilder probably coming towards the end of his athletic peak. You know, he's 35 this year. I think he's 35 in October. If he comes back of a bad loss, you know, you would imagine he would call it quits then. And would he? And again, even if he didn't call it quits, if he lost to Tyson Fury in the trilogy fight, would he even go and take a risk and fight someone like a Daniel Dubois, a hungry young prospect on his way up? Probably not. You know, I would imagine that Al Heyman, Shirley Finkel, they would be looking at that and thinking, you know what, we've made our money on Wilder, well, we don't need that, just fight someone else. You know, fight a PBC guy. Don't fight an up-and-coming British prospect. But it's interesting because it obviously shows Frank Warren, well, we know he thinks very highly of Daniel Dubois. We've seen just how much he's favoured, you know, by the BT team. You know, whenever Daniel Dubois was fighting last year, they would always have Joe Joyce ringside, and they really grilled Joe Joyce badly at ringside. You know, Paul Dempsey and I think Steve Buds, they really went in hard on Joe Joyce, you know, when he was, you know, at ringside after Dubois' fight, you know, saying, why aren't you fighting him? You know, they didn't hold back. You know, that was the fight they wanted, and you really do get the impression, we pretty much know that Frank Warren, Queensbury and BT Sports, they are largely eaten off Tyson Fury, and they're hoping to be eaten off Daniel Dubois in years to come. I think that's the way they're planning it. I mean, Dubois 5-year deal with Frank Warren, they want to be eaten off Daniel Dubois for years to come, so they're bigging him up now. That's what they want. So, you know, those are my thoughts on this. Let me know yours below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If this is the first video that I upload on Tuesday, sorry I've been uploading, but not as frequently by my standards. I'm doing a recording binge. This is the first video I'm recording, and it's the first of hopefully 3 or 4. And it might not all go out tomorrow, but I'm making sure to keep this week shooting videos. Like, I'm going to be shooting them out like an anorexic shoots their lunch out. That's how I'm going to be doing it this week. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe of course if you are new, and as always, I will talk to you. So before I go, I just want to say thank you for dropping by the channel. I really do appreciate it. I mean, all the support, all the things that have happened on this channel over the last year have been incredible. If you're new to the channel, as you see on screen there's a couple of like older videos that I have. Some of them aren't really relevant now, to be fair, but some of them are, like my Fighters with a Problem series, stuff like that. If you like any of this, please subscribe, like the video you just watched, share it, do it, all you gotta do. Let's try and keep this channel going, because I love doing this and I love interacting with the fans, and I love hopefully the fans love watching my videos. So thank you for dropping by. I've been G-Man. I will talk to you.